Jamie Metzl is with me, the Senior Fellow at the Atlantic Council and former US National Security Council staffer for the Clinton administration. Jamie, all right, it's being portrayed because they went public in New York, but that's too simple a way to look at it, isn't it? It's not just because they accessed the US capital markets. What's really, in your view, what's really behind this?
You're absolutely right, Richard. It's not just that they accessed U.S. capital markets. Lots of Chinese companies have done that. What we're seeing here is a reassertion or even an assertion of authority over all major Chinese companies by the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party. And the government wants to make 100% clear that whoever you are, whether you're Alibaba, Jack Ma, whether you're Didi, really whoever you are, you must be subservient to the needs of the state. And that's why it should be clear to everybody in the world that big Chinese companies are in effect, at least in part, Chinese state actors and should be treated as such.
So this idea of being concerned about data, and I imagine, of course, the more you are integrated in the West, the greater the opportunity, frankly, for Western governments to spy back in. In other words, the sort of issues that the US was concerned about with Huawei, I'm guessing, the Chinese are concerned the US is going to do the same thing with Didi and all these other companies.
Not just the United States, governments around the world are trying to balance their need to have companies that are growing and are competitive, and those companies' needs to collect all kinds of data that creates a new source of power. Here in the United States, we're struggling with that. Many people think that our elections were swayed by Twitter and Facebook. And so the Chinese government is really trying to exert its dominance, including through data. And the Chinese companies really don't have any way of standing up against the Chinese government. And if that wasn't already clear before, that's even more clear now.
Right. But again, to the Didi case, they were warned. They still went ahead with a rushed roadshow. They IPO'd. They were asked to go in according to what I read in the Financial Times this morning. They were asked to link in to list in Hong Kong, but for logistical reasons and licensing reasons of drivers, they couldn't do that. I mean, is this as simple as the Chinese just trying to exert control?
Absolutely not. I mean, obviously, there's more that's happening here, but I can guarantee you that if the Chinese government had delivered a clear message, you shouldn't IPO, you should do it in Hong Kong, Didi would have done exactly that. I mean, those messages maybe are clear now retrospectively, but every Chinese company knows that you have to do what the Chinese government and Communist Party tell you to do. So there are real issues of data. There are real issues in China and everywhere about governance, about oversight and regulation, about data privacy. But though it's more complicated in China because of this political and geopolitical overlay.
Right. Related to that, if what you say follows through, it also follows through that China, for the greater good, doesn't care if the companies suffered. In other words, you don't want to kill the goose that's laying the golden eggs. And I do wonder, if we look at Alibaba and the sort of measures they took against Jack Ma and the company, how close they came to doing that.
Well, that's the whole point. That's the point I was making earlier. It's the party over everything. And there could be other significant interests, including having big national champion companies. But the party is exerting its dominance. And yes, you're exactly right. It's in this complicated context, but it's still, that is the message that's being delivered. And so for regulators around the world, when you're dealing with a Chinese company, you are dealing with the Chinese state. And for business school graduates in the United States and Europe who are going to work for large Chinese companies, you are essentially going to work ultimately for the Chinese state. And that's the bigger issue here, is that there are two very different models of capitalism that the West and China are putting forward. And there are areas of overlap and compatibility, but there are areas of non-overlap and conflict. And I think this could be an example of that.
Jamie, it's exactly the reason we wanted to talk to you tonight, to help put that into context. I'm very grateful that you did. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Richard.